What do you think of when you think of the Middle Ages? Do you think of knights, dragons, battles, and chivalry? Most of us automatically think of the legends of King Arthur. But if any of us really consider the meaning to the story? I've always been fascinated with the tales of King Arthur and have done extensive research to find the true meaning behind the story. Today, I will give you many instances of symbolism within his legends. Let's begin this speech with the person the legends are centered around, King Arthur himself. According to the documentary The Legends of King Arthur, directed by Chris Gormley, King Arthur represented the country of Great Britain. He's a national hero symbolizing their country. His symbol was the red dragon, and this could possibly come from his last name being Pendragon. In the old Celtic language, Pen meant head and dragon meant leader. And this showcases him as a battle chief, and he was the dragon who defeated his foes. His symbol was carried into battle by great British kings such as Alfred the Great and Henry VII. This would cause the red dragon to not only represent Arthur, but his country and his people. And according to Augusta Benner's article, The Sacred Warrior King, he describes Arthur's story as personification of Christ, because both people are supposed to come back when the time is right to bring in a new and righteous era. And no one can think of King Arthur without thinking of the Round Table. According to Thomas Shemiki's article, Knights of Arthur's Round Table, Legend Overview, the Round Table was the order of chivalry for Arthur's court. Arthur prevented fighting among his knights by making the table round. This way, no one could be seen as having a higher status than another, and no one could be seen as the head. This was seen as the peak of chivalry. The wizard Merlin made this round table to symbolize the roundness of the universe. And to be part of this court, one had to follow a strict code of honor. According to Giovanni Boccaccio's book, De Casibus Veronum Illustratum, there are 12 rules to this code. The first one was to not lay down arms, and then they were to seek orders, seek wonders, to defend the defenseless, to not harm the innocent, to refrain from attacking one another, to fight for their country's safety and to give their life for their country, to only seek honor, to not break faith, to practice religion devoutly, to be hospitable to everyone, and to be honest in their experiences, whether they are honorable or not. These are all good rules even for people today. And there are many important aspects besides those two main points. There's the sword Excalibur, the Lady of the Lake, and the Holy Grail. According to the article, King Arthur and the Sword and the Stone, what it means and how it applies today by spirit science, the sword Excalibur represented truth. The sword and the stone represented the blockage of Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy is what gives people the ability to see through deception and cut through lies and illusions. This is why only those who live by truth can wield this energy, and that is why only Arthur, who lived by truth, could wield the sword. Moving on to the Lady of the Lake, she represented one's higher self, and this is where your mind controls your body instead of your ego. If one is controlled by their ego, then they can never wield the sword of righteousness. The Lady of the Lake also represents the divine feminine figure of spiritual intuition. She will only give power and purity to those who are worthy. She also represents our mind's power to cut through illusions and to be our true selves. Finding the transcendental moments and being aware of reality is the only way to wield the sword of intellect. And no speech is complete No speech about King Arthur is complete without mentioning the Holy Grail. The quest for the Holy Grail can be seen as the quest for one's higher consciousness. This can be seen through King Arthur and his knights discovering that the Holy Grail was really within themselves. It represents people's most fearful challenge, which is to purify and conquer impurities within themselves. Now that you have heard the symbolism of King Arthur's legends, I hope you can conclude and hold that King Arthur's legends are significant. Next time you think of the Middle Ages and knights and King Arthur, I hope you look into the meaning behind the story.